right, this week, it's going to be much of the same as last week. It's actually going to be exactly the same as last week, except for we're going to try to add a little bit of weight. So we're always working on progressive overload. But with that being said, at the end of the video, we're going to go over those tips and tricks that I talked about, and things like sleep, recovery, nutrition, all of the above, different practices to help improve athletic performance, so that you can stay at your top. Okay, with that being said, let's get after it. All right, y'all, so we're on day 6. We really just need some good active recovery. So we're gonna do some mobility type training, more hip stability and stretching. And then we're gonna hop on the bike for 30 minutes. So I will talk to you at the end to kind of explain more. 15-minute bike, 5 miles. It was good. So active recovery, basically I'm moving my body to help it recover, get some good blood flow going on. That's what today was about, plus a little bit of cardio. I didn't push it too hard, just wanted to get the legs moving, and then stretch, just because I'm tight. The body is not what it used to be. I just got to make sure that I continue to take care of it. So that's what today was about. Tomorrow we will get back after it. All right, y'all. So unfortunately, that day that I was doing the recovery, it was because I wasn't feeling my best. Wasn't feeling good at all. So I was kind of listening to my body. Thought, I'll do some stretching, some active recovery, get on the bike. I got on the bike and started to instantly not feel so good. Long story short, ended up at the hospital. And yeah, so dealing with some health things right now. So I wasn't able to continue to work out for the week. But I am feeling a lot better. So that is a positive. So we're just gonna jump right into those tips and tricks to kind of help. And we're gonna start with diet guidelines for week 1. So what I got here is 5 focus areas for diet guidelines. I'm gonna take it one at a time. I'm gonna read off some stuff, so bear with me, but I'll just take you through them. So number 1 is follow a healthy eating pattern across a lifespan. Number 2 is focus on variety, nutrient density, and food amounts. And then number 3 is limit calories from added sugars and saturated fats and reduce your sodium intake. Number 4 is shift to healthier food and beverage choices. And then number 5 is support healthy eating patterns for all. Okay, so basically what I want to do with this is kind of start with those 5 concepts, if you will, just to going over like a broad stroke of what a good diet should consist of, kind of what I think, and also what some of ISSA's nutrition talks about. So number one, like I said, was follow a healthy eating pattern across the lifespan. So kind of what this means is we want an appropriate calorie level to help achieve and maintain a healthy body weight, supporting nutrient adequacy and reduce the risk of chronic disease. So obviously chronic doesn't just happen. So that's more acute. Acute is, bam, it happens. Chronic is over a lifetime. So that's what we want to kind of follow in terms of calorie level intake and then nutrient adequacy. So over the span of your life, you want to continue to try and, limit calories or not necessarily limit, but intake appropriate calories and make sure that we're eating nutrient dense food, which kind of takes me to number 2, which is focus on variety, nutrient density, and food amounts. So to meet our nutrient needs within calories, we have to choose dense foods. So usually those are whole natural foods, which don't just come from a diet, let's say like carnivore or vegetarian, right? So a lot of those diets require supplements because we're not getting all the nutrients that we need. And when we add more supplements, oftentimes they're processed, so not the best source. The best source is those nutrient dense foods. Okay. Number 3, limit calories from added sugar, saturated fats, and reduce sodium intake. So a healthy eating pattern should be low in all of those things. So sodium, for starters, is a major target for physicians and the FDA to prevent and reduce chronic disease. And hypertension, for those that don't know, hypertension is high blood pressure. So more than half of the sodium average, or more than half of the sodium the average American consumes comes from these things. So I'm just going to list some stuff: bread, pizza, canned soups, burritos and tacos, snacks like chips, crackers, popcorn, Cheez-Its, you name it. Cheese is a big one. And then cold cuts or deli meats, if you will. So those are like the biggest hitters for sodium intake, just from everyday foods. And then number 4 was shift to healthier food and beverage choices. Kind of like what I talked about earlier, we need to start including more whole natural foods, just because they're more nutrient dense, and in every food group nowadays, it's so abundant that there are a ton of less healthier choices. So if you just want to go to the bare bones and with a pretty safe bet, just getting anything that's unpackaged or stuff like actual meats from a deli, not cold cuts, but like, you got your steak, your chicken breast, your tenderloins, stuff like that, are good. And then you also want to consider cultural and personal preferences to make these shifts easier and more accomplishable, I guess is a good way to say it. So obviously, if you are religious and you have religious guidelines to what you can and cannot eat, you also have to keep that in mind. And then number 5 was support healthy eating patterns for all. So basically, I hate hearing people shaming others on what they're eating. That's not the right way to go about it. Basically, what you need to do is incorporate others and be more supportive to try and create a world or an environment with healthier eating. And the best way to do that is lead by example. So that's kind of where I come from. And in terms of the diet side of things, that's where I feel like I need to step my game up. So I will be working on that and trying to change my body through that, while I'm still not able to go full board with the workouts right now. But I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I will be slowly getting back into working out. Big changes coming for me, so I just need to, stick with it, trust the course. So appreciate you guys. Peace.